new video. Today we're going to be doing a TBR jar, picks my February TBR. In January I just kind of picked the books that I fancied reading throughout the month, whereas this month I thought I'd go back to my roots of picking books from a TBR jar. So I've kind of gave my TBR jar a little bit of a refresh, mixed them all around, and we're going to be picking 6 prompts out of here. Let's just dive straight in and pick the first prompt. This one. A book you started but didn't finish. Now then, book I've started but didn't finish. It could be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because I started an audiobook, literally got a couple of chapters in and then didn't read the rest. It could be The Cruel Prince, but I'm not really in the mood for that because I feel like I need a longer break. I read it towards the end of last year, or tried to read it. It wasn't comprehending in my mind, so I feel like not that book. And I feel like most other things I haven't really started, so I think I'm gonna go with that one. So we'll go with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's also on my 25 for 2025 TBR, so I feel like this is a good pick. But yeah, I started it on an audiobook and I just didn't end up picking it up and reading the rest of it. I think I was probably in the middle of another book as well and probably focused on that book, so we're going to pick this one for our first book in February. Let's pick the next prompt. Oh, I've got 2. Let's put that one back in. A Goodreads 2024 nominee. Now let me get my iPad and we'll do a little bit of research. I'm looking to see whether I've got any of them on my physical TBR. So fiction. The winner was The Wedding People, but we've got Intermezzo, Blue Sisters, I Hope This Finds You Well, Swan Song, Margot's Got Money Troubles. Okay, so ones that I have got on my TBR. So I've got Good Material by Dolly Alderton and I've got Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. Mystery / thriller. So I have The God of the Woods. What else do I have? That's it. I just have The God of the Woods from there. Romance. I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I actually think I'm going to go with one from the fiction category, and I think it's going to be Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors because this one has been really calling my name recently. It was either that or Good Material by Dolly Alderton. I've just been in the mood for literary fiction. The book we're going to go with is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, which I've heard amazing things about, and some of my besties over on Bookstagram have said this is so good, and I'm really intrigued by it. So this is going to be our second book for February. Let's pick our third prompt. This one. A book that starts with the first letter of the month. The month is... well, it depends. Technically I'm filming this in January, but the month will be February, so which do we go for? Which do we go for? I actually have a feeling that February is going to be more difficult. The potential I have is Fourth Wing if we go for February. I feel like because it's February we'll go with F because it's going to be my February TBR. So I'm going to pick Fourth Wing. Literally the only book I have that begins with an F. So this is our third book of February. And I know that Onyx Storm has now come out and there's been Iron Flame, and I still haven't read Fourth Wing, so I feel like I need to jump on the bandwagon and get reading. Let's do our fourth prompt of the month. An author you love. Now there are a few options for this. Could go with something by Frederick Backman, either Us Against You, which is the second one in the Beartown series, or A Man Called Ove, or Anxious People. We could go with Hopeless by Elsie Silver. We could go with A Court of Silver Flames. We could go with Throne of Glass. I think I'm going to go Frederick Backman, and I think I'm going to go Anxious People. I really wanted to read this one, and it's new to me. Oh, apparently it's a Netflix series. I didn't know that. That's annoying that it's also got one of those stickers that's not actually a sticker. But anyway, I think I'm going to go this one because I have heard really good things about it. I just love his writing in general, and I have heard the plot is interesting. So I think I'm going to go with this one for our fourth book of February. Let's pick our fifth one. The 10th book on your shelf. I won't obviously count the ones that I've read. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I've messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just realised that I've got a series on here, so I'm going to have to skip like the one in a series like, if I haven't read it, because I can't land on that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was more complicated than it needed to be. But the book we have is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I am really excited about. Heard amazing things. I think it's a vampire fantasy, which I've never read before, so it sounds very, very interesting. But obviously I've got so many series, so I couldn't have like selected that, because it could have landed on one in a series when I haven't read the other ones. So we'll go with this one. And as sixth and final prompt, I do have a 7th book to read in February, which is my book club's book of the month, but I'll talk about that afterwards. So let's pick our 6th and final prompt. Highly anticipated book. Now that could be anything. What genres have I got? I've got a mystery thriller, I've got 2 literary fictions and 2 fantasy. Can I pick a romance? Oh, I know what romance to pick actually. I know what book I want. Because it fits in with the month of February and it is based on Valentine's Day, I'm going to pick The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I've never read a Lynn Painter book, but I have so many on my bookshelf. So I think I'm going to choose this one. It's more of a shorter one. I think it's a YA romance and it's based on Valentine's Day, which is perfect for February, so I'm gonna go with The Do-Over. My 7th and last book for February is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. That's my book club's book of the month this month, and it is being released on, I think it's the 4th of February, so I obviously don't have that right now, but I will be going to pick that up from the bookshop as soon as it comes out. I've got like a book shopping day planned for the 8th of February, so I'm just going to pick it up when I go there. That is all the books that I'm going to read in February, but let's do a run through of all the ones that were picked. Here is our stack of books. So we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, Anxious People by Frederick Backman, The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and then The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I feel like that's a really nice mix of books. I've got 2 literary fictions, 2 fantasies, a mystery slash thriller, a YA one, and a YA romance. So I feel like that's a good mix, and I am planning on doing another video in February where I won't know what the books are that I'm going to read, so I feel like that gives me a bit of leeway as well. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know what you're planning to read in February, whether you've got any of these books on your radar, and I'll see you in another video super soon.